Hello, everybody. Welcome in. My name is Aubrey Basic. I know I haven't been on YouTube in quite a while, but everything has been changing in my life. Just a couple announcements. We have started I have personally started my own candle business. Go check it out at www.aubreysenchantedcandles.com. And thank you so much for tuning in. Today we are going to get started on talking about dating and relationships. So this is an open-ended conversation. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. Say hello if you have jumped in and you are watching right now. So, where do we begin? Dating tips and, like I said, ask questions. I'm free to answer. I think with dating, women need to be classy. I don't think a man would really appreciate you going on a date that, you know, you're like, we just all bummish and you don't care about not trashy. We don't want to be trashy, you know what I mean? There's a difference between trashy and classy, all right? So we definitely don't want to be trashy. We need to be able to listen to a man, all right? So listen to what they're telling you. Listen to their intent. Focus on them. You know what I mean? It's all about them. Like I said, any questions, please feel free to chime in. I want to jump on like what a man expects from a woman. I believe what a man really wants is just someone who can just like, it's crazy. Men think in a different way. They think more reality, whereas in a woman, they think more on the emotional side. So we have to really like stop and think, who we're talking with. So don't let your emotions get the best out of you. Like sometimes they act like they're not listening, but they really are. They are 100%. But like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free. I'm going to pull up my little notebook here. All right. Give me just a second. All right. So, first topic is I want to talk about, know like your boundaries, know what you want out of a relationship. Don't go in like judgmental either. Like you don't want to do that. You definitely want to, but know what you want. Know what you want out of a man. Do you want to have? I recommend he have high standards. Put he needs to be able to put himself on a pedestal. You know what I mean? To be like self-confident. I would rather have a man that's self-confident. Because if you go in and he's already like not self-confident with himself, then he's not going to be confident in the relationship. So know what your personality type is and your values, okay? Another thing I want to touch on is don't ever limit yourself. I mean, he could have kids and you'll be like, ew, like I don't I don't want that, but like you sometimes always like think about the worst, right? So that's a limit. Okay? Don't think about the worst, just let it flow. All right? Just let it go. Let it go. Yeah, so just let it flow. Um, you know, he could be he can be your sugar daddy with kids on the side. No. um, don't, let's see. The another thing I want to like touch on is like don't lie, because the moment you lie, like you have to cover up another lie. Like don't lie to try to impress somebody either, because that's bad. Like we don't want to make ourselves bigger than what we really are. We want to have like goals. Yes, if they ask, if you have any types of goals, you know. Yes, I do have goals. I accomplished, majority of them, but don't ever like make yourself bigger than what you are on a first date. Uh Number 1. I hate when don't you hate when like you're on a date and like they're on their phone, or like they're texting, or they're reading something on their phone? It's like, dude, put your phone down. Okay, don't worry about what's happening on your phone, because social media is always going to be there. Let me tell you, they will be there 24/7 when that person is not around. So just enjoy your night. Enjoy your night. Um, Pay attention. That's the number one rule in a dating, is pay attention, because you have to go with your gut feeling and pay attention to red flags, because you don't want to make the worst decision of your life. I am telling you, dating is very important. You don't want to move in with somebody that you don't even like, that you're not even compatible with. So like dating is very important. You have to know what's right for you. You have to be able to read between the lines. Like what are they saying to you? They might be saying, you're a one night stand type of person, but listen to what your gut is telling you, but quite frankly, listen to what the other person is telling you, and make sure that they have eye contact, because eye contact is key. So yes, I am just saying, be aware, because they will tell you what they mean loud and clear. It's up to you to want to listen. Another thing is, before you even start dating, know who you are inside, because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be miserable with anybody that you come across, because you're miserable with yourself. And that is key. So make sure that you are that you know you. You know what I mean? Get to know you first before you start dating, first and foremost. Love yourself and just know who you are. Love what you love to do, and know that you're free to make your own decisions. No man should be able to control you. So look for those types of things. Look for like their tone of voice, how they treat you, their gesture, all of that. What else can we touch on? Let's see here. Any questions so far? All right. So, and another thing is, watch like the drinking. You don't want to become sloppy. You don't want to become the girl that can't handle her liquor, or the guy who is stumbling all over the place. So it is a big turnoff the dating scene, I should say. But it also disconnects you from having a intellectual like conversation. So just keep it light on the drinking, and notice that as well, with that other person as well. There's been plenty of times where I went well, not plenty, but there is a time where I went on a date and they were already drunk to begin with, and I didn't notice until after the fact. So, and I didn't drink at all. So, watch for those types of signs as well. Um, what else? What else? Just remember to have fun, you guys. Have fun, enjoy yourself. Don't make it about sex either, okay? It's not just about sex, it's about the rest of your entire life. You are dating to find your soulmate, okay? So you have to take it seriously. You have to take it slow. I'm telling you, take it slow, have fun, and just be friends, you know? Just remember to explore, you know? Go somewhere that you've never been before. Do something spontaneous because that you're gonna have the most fun doing that. Um, don't put too much pressure on anything. Just know how to have fun. Going back to a little cutscene. Going back to the sex. Okay, so you need to have boundaries. You should always have boundaries. Don't be going trying to get laid on the first night. This is not that. Okay, be classy, not what trashy. All right. So, but you know, it's okay. It's okay to flirt. It's okay to have fun if that's what you're feeling, but don't take it further until you are like really serious about this person. And also have options. Don't get too attached because you don't want to have those emotions. Keep the emotions out. Out. Okay? Okay. Um Also, I know I'm touching on a lot of things, but you know, these are just little tips and tricks about dating and relationships and reading between the lines. Don't hide your enthusiasm. The more that you try to hide it, it's like we know you're being fake. Period. Point blank. Don't try hard to get. Men don't like that. Um, know your standards. Like there's whole different level of standards when it comes to men. Okay, there's men who want to provide and men who want to build. Okay, and we'll discuss that later. But that's gonna be another topic. Watch out for that. Watch out for those words because those are important. Um, let's see here. So, another good point that I would like to bring up is just like be yourself. Be the date that you would want to be. Like if you saw yourself in a perfect ideal date and you can mimic that, do that because that's gonna bring you success in dating. For example, like if you don't want that person to have their phone, you shouldn't have your phone. You know what I mean? If you want to know something about a person, ask them, you know, and they should be able to do the same. Be attentive, you know. Do not bring up the exes, number one rule. It doesn't matter who they are, what conversation you're having, do not bring up nothing about that. Take into interest about the little details about their life. Ask questions, like I've said, and listen. Listening is a big ideal, and it trickles on later down in the relationship. You know, because if they're not listening to begin with, they're never gonna understand later when things do get real, right? So just be the date that you want to have. What else? What else? Um, let's see here. Don't like materialize everything. Um, I know this is gonna sound funny, but like we can't judge and itemize people by what they, well, we want to be well put together, but we don't want to judge them for their car or the nice or the watch that they're wearing, you know what I mean? Like keep it like non-judgmental, because you don't want that to get in the way of like that just shows your true character if you are thinking that way. So just you might want to rethink of how you are as a person if you do. Like I said, have fun, be your true self, and yeah, just go from there. Let's see here, what else? On to relationships. So I want to talk about healthy relationships. What does that look like? What does a healthy relationship look like? Give me just a second here. Let me pull up my notes. All right. So when I hear of a healthy relationship, I think about what comes to mind is I think about like people who are happy, people who are smiling, people who you can actually see the glow around them when they are together. Like it's not a relationship that they're not bringing each other down to build each other up. You know what I mean? It's like they're working together to provide for each other. So I feel like no, it's not 50-50. It's 100 on both parts, and you guys should be wanting to help each other out 100%. It should not be cut in half, because not one, it's not all on one person. Okay, so healthy relationship involves trust. You should be able to trust that person. You should be able to be honest, and if you have that feeling you can't be honest, then that's probably not a healthy relationship. What else? I think a lot has to do with respect, and also, you know, respecting yourself, respecting who you are, and your words. Like your words means a lot, like your intentions, the way that you say things. It's all about open communication. You should be able to talk, like I said, to your partner. On both sides, they should be able to want to open up to you as well. So keep that in mind, you know, when you're talking to your other half. If you are already in a relationship and you're not in a dating phase, um, remember to just open up and be aware of your body language, be aware of your tone of voice, and just know that when they are talking to you or you are talking to them, make sure to have eye contact, because that is very important. You don't want to, and dating as well, eye contact, very important. You don't want them stumbling away and looking past you, because that tells you that they're not interested. They don't care in what you have to say, so they're not going to care in the future. So make sure that they do have eye contact and they're attentive to you. They should, in a relationship, in a healthy relationship, you should be able to make your own decisions. Nothing should be off balance. You shouldn't have to ask permission. You know, you should be able to talk about things without being in control of. So, or in fear, and you should be able to share the decisions instead of it being demanded at you. So I kind of just wanted to touch on that. Those are some of the healthy relationship tips that I have. There's a little bit more that we can touch on. Let's see here. Keep the curiosity going. Like, always ask in your relationship questions. Like, it's never too late to ask something, like if you don't know, just talk about it, keep it. That's what keeps it long term. um what else? You have to be able to be playful with one another. That's why at the beginning of like that healthy relationship, I'm talking about, smiling, happiness, laughing, that all plays a big part. Are they hugging each other? You know what I mean? So it's also teamwork. Like I said, it's not all on one person. And I know I'm kind of like going back, but it does. It plays a big part. Like, a lot of people think it's just on one person to do all the cooking and the cleaning and the no, it's both of you. You both are in charge of your decisions. If it needs to be done, do it. um your partner should be able to respect your boundaries, and know that when you need a break, they should be able to respect that. So that is also a healthy relationship as well. Don't over barrier each other. Like, don't cling on to each other, because that makes it like you don't want, like, they want to break apart from you. You want to, as a woman, we can get clingy. I do know this. As a woman, we can get clingy, and you should be able to hold down, your emotions, because men need to be the providers. So you need to give them their space so they can do what they need to do to provide for you. So you need to find a man that wants to provide for you. You need to find a man that wants to grow with you. You don't have to always depend, on doing everything for them, because that is their job, is to provide. So you need to give them space to give them that opportunity to provide for you. And the relationship should always feel equal. It should, the affection, the communication, everything should feel equal. It shouldn't be like one is higher than the other. And try to like not say like hurtful and negative things like when you're upset at one another. I know people they tend to not think about what they're saying in the heat of the moment, and that causes like guilt and confusion, and then it's like it's a trickle effect. It's like you're constantly fighting about the same thing over and over and over again. You need to stop, be aware of what's triggering you. And this is just tips about, being in a relationship if you already are. I'm going to be kind of going back and forth. It's kind of like hand in hand. It's relationships in general. You should always feel like you're being heard in a relationship, or, you shouldn't have to feel like you're afraid of a disagreement. You should be able to express how you feel freely, is what I'm trying to say. You should be able to feel happy and comfortable and smiley and, just happy and healthy. You should eat healthier. So, you have to ask yourself these questions. Is your relationship healthy? Okay, and the way that you can determine that, write down on a piece of paper, write down this: does my partner encourage me to grow? Do we share goals for the future? If so, what are those goals? Do we want the same kind of relationship? This is a big, big question, in a dating scene. This is a huge question. Are we on the same page? We need to make sure that we are on the same page before we even begin to move forward. That's why I said have options. Can I be myself around them? Do I have to walk on eggshells all the time, or am I stumbling to find the words that I really want to say? Or um, am I just like, relax, I can be myself. Finally, I have a break from work. I can, you know, walk around and smile, thinking about them, or, I can finally be free walking in the park, having a conversation with them, or whatever the case may be. Can I be myself is the big question. Do I accept them for who they are? If they have kids, if they have, whatever is going on in their life that they have released to you, or they want you to know, they want you to know this because they want you to see, will you accept them? So you have to ask yourself that. Are you going to accept them and all of their flaws? But at the same time, you have to be smart and not be a baggage holder either. Okay? We'll discuss that. Do we give and take from each other fairly, or equally? Do we fill each other's cup up, basically? Is my life better with them in it? Do I see myself having a future with them? All emotions aside, you don't want to have emotions in this. You want to think, hey, Matt Matthews, how are you? Matt, do you have any questions about relationships or dating tips or anything like that? Anything that you would, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be single. I'm in a relationship. I mean, also, um, does our time together have meaning? Like, does it mean anything to you, or are you just going with the flow? You know what I mean? Are you just dating just to date? So, if you answered yes for majority of these, it probably means that your relationships is a good one and it's strong. Okay? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. So, yes, let's see here. So this is kind of like an open-ended conversation. That's why I'm here live on stream. Just trying to get some few tips out. I know there's a lot of confusion. Where is a good place to meet? Good question. Right beside bars and church? And what if you're terribly shy? Okay, so I don't think I would meet by a church because I personally would keep religion out of it. Especially for the first date, you know what I mean? I would want to like meet mutually, like somewhere not too busy but not too quiet either, because you want it to be mutual. So I would say maybe a good restaurant, or a movie. Well, you want to be able to talk. So I would say a good restaurant is a good ideal like first date type of thing. So you guys can talk, get to know one another, and dating apps, I don't think I would go with that. I'm highly against dating apps, only because there's creepos out there. Okay, and I'm not saying that's for everybody, but that, and also a lot of women know that for a fact. Online dating, the men only want one thing, and we all know what that is. So us women, were right, and catfish, like we just don't feel comfortable, and the ones that are on online dating apps, they're, how do you say, they're just not, it's like they're desperate. Like, you know that they're desperate. They're just desperate men, I guess you can say. And that's not everybody. You know, some people, like you said, are shy, but at the same time, I feel like maybe, I'm ready to meet Mrs. Right, but don't have a clue how or where to meet them. And that's a good question. Maybe a park. You can, just look. You know what I mean? Just when you're around the neighborhood, try to look, and see if anybody looks like they're single. It is kind of weird. I would say maybe go to like a bowling alley or something that's like entertainment wise, or you could go to a bar, but you have to watch out and see like how big of a drinker they are. It goes back to like drinking, you don't want to be, you don't, it's hard to explain. Yeah, bowling is a very like neutral place to meet people. I think it kind of like, it has the drinking atmosphere, but it's also like kid friendly too, so it's not that big of like, it's not a nightclub, because I feel like nightclubs are too, and plus, I mean, with COVID and everything, everything that's going on, it's kind of hard right now, right? So like we have to think of like different things. Yeah, you know it. But yeah, so we have to think of like different things. Like I was saying, like people are now starting to walk like in parks and stuff. So maybe like go to a park, or you know, there's a lot of like lonely people at the park. I know I used to sit at the park just all by myself. But but then you don't want to come off creepy. So like I would say just somewhere neutral, like bowling, for example. So try bowling first. Um and go from there. I think bars are good. It's just you have to watch. You have to watch for the signs. Um that goes back to like the beginning of my stream. You have to watch like the alcohol intake for both you and that other person. I think bar is a good way to start the conversation, but you definitely want to ask them, like if you are, digging the conversation, ask them, hey, I would love to take you out to dinner, or I would love to take you out sometime, to go somewhere, much more where we can have a conversation, just the two of us. I would really love that. So I think either bowling alley or bar, just to kind of meet people and it doesn't come off weird. I hope that does help. But yeah, definitely don't know churches, because I feel like we need to like leave religion out, especially with everything going on. Yeah. Good question. Thank you. I'm so happy that you're here. Let's see. Give me just a second here. And also like know like what you want, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure, the older you are, the you know what you want, right? So um try to look for that. Try to look for your goals, you know what I mean? And but don't be afraid to like go up, like don't be afraid to have a conversation. I feel like that's key. Like remember to have fun, and don't put too much pressure on yourself. I feel like with the whole dating thing, it's like we forget to be friends first, and we think of them as like we're already in a relationship. You have to take a step back and be like, look, this is just fun. I'm just getting to know this person, and we're just friends right now. We don't know where it's going. So try to just have a conversation, be open, tell them what they want, and or tell them, you know, don't tell them what they want. Please don't do that. Tell them exactly who you are. Like, don't beat around the bush. Don't make yourself seem higher than you really are. Just be straightforward. And if that's what they want, then that's what they want. And they're gonna tell you. They're gonna, especially men. Like, men are gonna tell you what they want out of a woman. You know what I mean? It's straight up. And women should be able to listen to that. And also vice versa. We should be able to listen, to a man, and a man should be able to listen to us. It's 100 right into the bucket. First day, 100. You got to both be willing to conversate with each other, because it's not one-sided at all. And if they don't want to talk to you, then hey, options. We have to have options in our life. And I know it's hard because of virtual reality. But yeah, it's hard when we're going through all of this, and we're not able to, we're taught to do all this social distance. I can't even talk today. Distancing. But we can still meet up. We can still have conversations, and we can still have a fun time. And yeah, bars and bowling for sure. I'm trying to think of, like, not so, like, creepy place. Maybe, like, because coming from from a woman's point of view, I'm thinking of what women are thinking about when a random dude just comes up and starts talking to them. You know what I mean? Like, how do we stop that awkwardness? You know what I mean? So yeah, be in a very, like, not so wild place like a club, but very mutual. Also, even if you are shy, I wanted to touch on this a little bit. Even if you are shy, just have the self-confidence, as if, like, you gotta pull yourself by the cojones, and, just be confident with whatever you say, because I'm sure that other person is feeling the same way as you are. And by the end of the night, you're going to be like, why the hell did I even feel like that, at the beginning? So 9 times out of 10, that other person is probably a little bit standoffish, but you have to have them, warm up to you. Or you have to be able to warm up to them. It's not easy meeting people. I don't like meeting people. It's very, very hard. The one thing, as a guy, I feel like women think guys just want one thing, and most of us just looking for true companionship, not just a roll in the sack. I'm looking for a real companion. Well, ladies, you have heard it. There are men out there who are not just looking for that one thing, and that really boils down to giving a chance. You have to be able to give that chance. And yeah, there is a lot of things in our mind, because that's how a lot of men in our lives, maybe, in the past, have, they set the reputation for that, and it's not fair. But that's why we as women need to be able to listen to a man and figure out, the difference, and not just immediately jump into conclusion, hey, he's just trying to get into my pants, because that's not always the case, ladies. I'm sorry to say, but there are true men out there looking for a relationship. Hint, hint, Matt Matthews, so go get at him. No. Yes. Thank you so much, Matt, for your input. But Yeah, I agree 100%. We as women tend to think that that's all guys think about, but at the same time that's why I try to stay away. That's why I try to tell you guys, stay away from the online dating, because majority of the men on online dating only want one thing, and you want to be able to separate your mind from that. So immediately when someone comes up to you in real life, you're not thinking, oh, they just want one thing. You know what I mean? You're thinking, oh, who is this person and why do they want to talk to me? You know, why are they interested in me? But that's what I think of. Like, if a person comes up to me, I'm like, hey, who's this person? You know, what's he want? And you know, start a conversation from there. But if some random guy hits me up on social media and says, hey, cutie, I'm like, block? Excuse me? Yeah, trying to get some real convo going on this. I think it's something that needs to be discussed more with society today. It's hard because we are so polarized. Yes, I agree. We need to break the curse of, like, you know, what is right and what's wrong. We need to be able to educate. I just want to educate. I've been researching a lot of YouTube streamers as well, who talk about the same subject, and I'm like, hey, like, I've been through so much in my life, and I want to be able to help people and at least make them feel comfortable enough to come across their problems of what they're having, and maybe we can talk about it and come to a solution. Maybe I can help you, you know, move forward and get over that shyness, you know what I mean, get over that hump, you know, help you take the first step in, like, meeting somebody that probably wouldn't have happened if I didn't have this content or I wasn't here to provide this for you. So I am truly blessed to be able to talk to you guys about this, and I'm yeah, I want to help you guys as much as possible. I want to be there. You know, if you do go on your first date, tell me how it is in the comments below after you have them. I will be reading up on them. And you know, we're going to have a lot of topics on this, and moving forward, I want to talk about, you know, what men should be doing, you know, as far as, like, relationship wise. I want to talk about how it is to be a good woman, and, you know, what women should be doing in their lives to be a good woman, you know, for their soulmate. I want you guys to be able to find true love like I did, you know what I mean? I've been through some crappy relationships. Like, I was in a narcissist relationship. He was a drunk, and I didn't know this because the dating, I was so blinded. And I think that's why I'm talking about this, is because, like, dating is so important. You have to listen. It's like the key to, like, everything. If you don't listen to who that person really is, and, like, let's just say, for example, oh, I don't know, they say one thing and then they mean the complete opposite, but you don't know that until, like, later on down in the relationship, and you've just wasted so much time on this one person. So that's why I say have options. Don't get caught up, and you know, that just leads to you, like, beating up on yourself. You know what I mean? Have options. Like, if you meet somebody one week, you know, take a break. You know, don't go out like all the time, but, you know, have, you know, different people that you can talk to, different people that you can relate to, that's of the other gender, because then you can see who you know, what personality fits you, because if you always stay subjected to one person, like, that's all you're gonna know. You're not gonna know what else is out there. So yes, I totally agree. We need to be discussing this a lot more. And I'm going to be doing all the research that I can, especially talking about my own experiences and all of this, because I think that brings the real touch of it all, is just me being me. But yeah, be true to who you are. At the end of the day, have fun, and What else? What else you guys got for me? Any questions? Any more questions while I take a sip? I got some Dr. Pepper in my cup. So yes, so tell me what does a man want in a woman? What does a man look for? Where do babies come from? Oh gosh. Please. Online dating apps. That's where babies come from. Shoot. If you want to go there. If you really want to go there. That's why I say no online dating apps. You better shut them things off. You better get rid of it. You better throw it out the window. We ain't need no babies up in here. We are only on the first date. So you guys tell me, what do you guys have in mind? Any dating questions? Anything else I can answer for you guys? I didn't do it, Jester. What's up, Mr. Cruz? Thank you guys for being here. Respect, to be treated as an equal. This goes back to the polarization. I don't know if I said that right. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Hi. Oh, you know, this whole crazy thing. So yes, I agree. Respect is a big thing. Back to when I first started this stream, it's like you have to be your own date, I guess you can say. If there's a certain thing that you don't want, like if you don't want them to be on their cell phone, you can't be on your cell phone. You know what I mean? There has to be mutual respect in the relationship. I agree. And nobody should be higher than the other to, you know. One word that you should stay away from is build. We don't want to build on top of each other. We want to grow equally. We want to give 100% on both sides. It is not 50-50. It is not. Okay, and I'm going to make another YouTube stream about this. We're not going to go into that just yet. But very great topic. But I do plan on having a whole subject of that whole build word. And we're just going to get it out of our vocabulary here. Get it out the window. What's up, Mr. Cruz? Any questions for me? Any relationship questions? Anything that you would like to know? How about monies? Ooh, monies is a good question. Well, I do think the man should be able to provide. So we're cutting out the build, right? So the man should be able to provide. So the man should be paying for the date, obviously. I don't think the woman should have to worry about paying for anything, because if that's the case, then we know you can't provide, right? So that's the only thing that women are. We want security. We want to know that we are going to be well protected and provided for. That's it. That's it. It's as simple as that. I hope I answered your question. So, yes, just remember to have fun, you guys. Have fun on your dates. Look good. Smell good. Don't smell too strong. Relationships, to me, are like a good business. You have to build it, yes. Wait, no. No build. Take out that vocabulary and nurture it and grow. Yes, nurture and grow. Take out that build. No build. I agree the man should be the provider, but as the relationship goes or grows, she should pay once in a while. Right. Like if the woman wants to, she should be able to, want to. She shouldn't be able to be demanded to do so. She should have, like, in the back of her mind, if she wants to give, she'll do it. She shouldn't be forced to do anything. And that's basically the bottom line of, like, the man should be able to provide, so the woman isn't forced to do so. You know what I mean? But if they want to provide, they will. If they want to clean up the house, they will. If they want to do these things, they will. But they have to make sure, on the first date, or dates going forward, you have this conversation to be like, hey, I got you. I got you. Yes, but never expect her to play or pay. What am I doing? Pay. P-A-Y. What if they want me to provide so they can provide for their parents? Oh, no. I don't know. I don't think you are providing for them to have a relationship. That's kind of weird. I wouldn't. I would think that the woman would want to be provided for to grow a relationship with you. It's good if, she takes her own money and provides for her parents. Because, what if she wants me to provide in a long distance relationship? So that's a tricky question, because that comes across that's like online dating for me. I wouldn't do it. No. Try to meet somebody locally. As me and Matt, we were saying, maybe meet up at a bar somewhere. Or wait, you don't drink, Cruz, that's right. Or meet up at a bowling alley. Meet up somewhere, like, meet somebody, like, mutually, like, face to face, because online can be tricky. Online means, in the back of a woman's mind, online means desperate, I guess you can say, and you don't want to put that into a woman's mind at the beginning of the relationship, And also, face-to-face is more intimate. You get to see their gestures, their body language. You get to see everything that's true about them, their true self, their true form. You get to see who they are. First reaction. First spa day, exactly. Ladies love spa days. Come on. Get it together. Pamper that woman. Jeez. What are you doing? Exactly. Like, that's how you... If you want a woman, give her a dang spa day. But make sure that you enjoy that too. You know what I mean? Right? Like, who doesn't enjoy a good spa day? I mean, ladies, we work all the time. Like, we would not turn that down in a heart. We'd be like, wait, what? I'm telling you, Matt is onto something. Just walk up to a woman and be like, hey, I saw, you were working hard today. Can I get you a spa day? You want to go out? That'd be like, I think they would, like, really, like, double take and be like, wait, who? What did he just say? No shady massage part. Please do not take her there. Please do not. Ooh. Gosh, Matt. What are we gonna do with yo? You guys, give me just a second. A quick little 3-minute break. One moment. All right, sorry about that. Hurry back. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Um. So yeah, where were we? Yeah, no shady parlors, please. Um. We don't want to be coming off creepy. So yeah, spa day is nice. What else, you guys? Any more questions about dating or relationships? Do you guys want Aubrey's advice? Because I am here to give it. I will try to answer as thoroughly as I can and with as best experience, knowledge possible. But yeah, we're just sitting here relaxing, talking about dating, what to do and not to do on the first date, and how to get out of that shyness. I think you should just remember that to be friends first. I mean, you gotta be friends, have fun. It's not the end of the world. Gain your confidence. You know, it's really a challenge for yourself. It's like, you know, if you are shy and you're not confident, you know, challenge yourself to be like, how can I step out of that, you know, that shyness, or how can I, you know, um, go, you know, seek out somebody that I want to talk to, you know, instead of, you know, saying that I can't or I'm afraid to, you know, set aside that fear and really think outside the box of how can you step up and, you know, gain that confidence, because, and it really has to do with like mental awareness too. Maybe, you know, clear your mind before you go on a date or something, you know. I have a long one that is too long for YouTube. Okay, break it down for me, Mr. Cruz. I'm joking. Break it down for us. So people think I'm outgoing due to things I do online, but online is one thing and real is so different. Is that a good thing or not? I mean, you show that you can be outgoing, so you do have the ability to be outgoing. But no, because I mean, like I said, you're showing your true form of self outside of online, you know. And if you were to meet somebody online, let's just say per se, at least they get to see that side of you, whereas like they probably would have never, if you didn't give yourself that opportunity to go ahead and ask them on a date. You know what I mean? You have to take that first step. You can't always like think that that you're not good enough. You know what I mean? Like we all have our ups and downs. You know what I mean? We all have a hype side to us, and we all have a downside to us. You know what I mean? And that's where a relationship should be able to balance you out. You know, you should be able to have a person that you're okay to feel those emotions. You know, you should be okay to feel high at your highest moments and low at your lowest moments. You know, it's okay to feel that way, and it's okay not to be outgoing at times, because people, like I said, men in particular, they love to have their space, and us women, we need to learn how to give men that space so they can, you know, come back and miss us, I guess you can say. We need to have that missing in a relationship, because then it becomes stale, and then you don't want to be around that other person because you're always just so like, you know, with each other. I hope I made that a little bit. I love my space, but also not too much space, you know, not too much space, because then you don't want to make the person feel like you don't care about them, or that you're not attending to their needs, or that you're not paying attention to them. So you need to create that balance in a relationship. All right, let's go back. So there was this girl I was trying to date in another country. We planned for a while to get to know each other, months in advance. I flew halfway around the world to see her. What? You flew halfway around the world to see this woman? Cruise. A month before we met, she said I took time off from work to meet a family friend, and then when I finally got there, she was like, I can't take time off from work because I'm new and I have to work on my day off for team building and I'm tired. Wow. So we saw each other twice in the month I was there. Meanwhile, sending her lots of monies because she's always out and have nowhere else to turn to. No, I would cut it off. Because obviously she's telling you, period, point blank, you just flew around half the world and she's taking all of your money and she doesn't want to give you a lick of freaking attention. No, that's not fair to you. And obviously she has the job. I mean, that's the problem when it comes to online. I think you shouldn't be dishing out money until you meet face to face. Period, point blank. Don't be dishing no more money out. Anyways, was I wrong to just not go for it anymore? Hold on, let me go back. Then when I got back here, she's like, I have... Oh, Cruz, I'm not trying to make you sad. Meaning... Hold on, let me continue to read. She's like, I have a family that relies on me, her parents and her brother. How will you provide for me in a long distance relationship? I feel like now she's just trying to, there is, I don't know why people are like that. And it's so sad, and that's why I try to stay away from, like I said, online dating, because that's all that they think that a relationship is for. Yes, money is good, but money is not all about that relationship. Let's just say, for example, you ended up living with this person. Is that the only thing that she's going to think about when it comes to you is just money? I mean, you have to have the intimacy there. You have to have the attention there. You have to balance each other out. What is she bringing to the table? You have to ask yourself that. Is she bringing any value to the table to make you want to spend money on her? You have to ask yourself these questions, because people try to take advantage of other people, whether it's women or it's men. It goes both ways. And, women are sometimes known for doing this to men as well, and I think it's wrong. I think it's horrible. And I've known personally, my aunt, she used to do like online dating a lot, and there's what are those things called? There's a certain term for it. It's like people that try to scam you and send you all this money and blah blah blah, and then they I don't know what it's called, but it's horrible. So like, please, like, be careful when it comes to that type of stuff. She was like, what's your offer? And I got angry, and she sounds like you're selling yourself to the highest bidder, and I hope you don't sell yourself short. Yeah, well, pretty much scammers. But con artists, that's what they are. Con artists, that's the word. So you have to be careful for that, because a lot of people online, they fall for the con artist. So yeah, I feel like she's trying to make you feel guilty for you not spending your hard-working money on her. And at the end of the day, she probably, because make your own judgment at that point. I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do with your guys' relationship, or, I feel like at that point, make your own judgment. And if you feel that you're being used, 9 times out of 10, you are being used. I mean, like, you have to, that Dating is like a gray area. You have to really rely on your gut emotions. I mean, you traveled around half the fucking country for this woman. Excuse my language, but my gosh. I mean, that should have just been enough for her, and to like blow you off like that and still be like, what do you have to offer? I mean, at that point, I would have said, screw you. I just flew around the whole entire world. What do you mean, what do I have to offer? I mean, that should be enough. You know what I mean? It gets to a point like, when is greedy, like, when are you being greedy and when are you actually being legit? When are you being, that's why we need to teach our women. That's why I'm here to teach our women, stop being so greedy. You know what I mean? Be a classy woman, not a trashy woman. Yeah, yeah, I would have totally, yeah, I would suggest, go, what places do you like to hang out at? I would go there and start, having conversations with people, having, just genuine conversations. Start there, okay? And then if you feel like, hey, I'm catching a spark, then be like, hey, I really want to take you out to dinner. I really want to know more about you. Can we get some, alone time where we can just sit down, me and you, and have a great conversation? How does that sound? The worst that they can say is no. That's the worst thing that they can say. And then keep your options open so that you don't get too attached. Cosme, I feel like you're crying over there. So I kind of got a story like that, but no money involved. When we met in real, it was awesome at first, but it went south real quick. Okay, what happened? Cruz. Not at all. We broke up, and after a 2-year, we started talking again. And now I don't know if I want to pursue it again. I do miss her, and I really like her. So do I start again or not? Okay, hold on. So you met in real life. It was awesome at first, but it went south real quick. So what in that time frame, why? Was there some huge issue? What was the issue? You don't know. Okay, so she just randomly just broke up with you? Cruz? What happened? What happened? She said it was one thing I said. But didn't tell me what it was. Okay, so now after 2 years, we started talking again. I don't know if I want to pursue it. Just ask her. Just be straight up. Hey, it's been on my mind. You kind of just left me high and dry, and I really want to get some closure. Yeah, just say it was really weird how we kind of ended things, and I would really like to ask if you don't mind. Just be polite about it and just be like, I really enjoyed, our conversation or whatever the case may be. And just be like, look, maybe I didn't realize what I said was wrong, or, and I want to be able to fix it. Just tell her I want to be able to fix what I did, what I thought was wrong, if you'll let me. And I want to know, so maybe I can fix it in the future, or, I want to get back together, but I'm so scared it will happen again. I would just ask that and see what she says. If she is yeah, that you always want to turn it back to fixing yourself, because you never want to point it back at that person. Just always make it I want to fix myself. How can I, I just want to learn, I'm probably, just say, I'm back into the new groove or whatever, and whatever you want to say. But just like, I'm working on myself. I'm self-reflecting. This has been a crazy year. I really just want to learn, what I did wrong, what did I say wrong, so that way I can improve myself. And maybe if you don't give me another chance, or don't say like give me another chance, but kind of just warm up to that conversation. If she's like reluctant to like talk about it, then obviously like she doesn't like she doesn't want to open up to you. Like, she's a very closed individual, and she probably doesn't want a relationship, maybe. I don't know. Maybe she has something personally going on. Maybe that was just a quick little, like, getaway. It probably wasn't even you. Maybe something happened in her life that we just never know. Sometimes people make excuses for things. So that's why you have to be like, hey, I'm just asking just to clarify what's going on. Even if you don't have that second opportunity, at least you know what you can work on. Thank you for that question. That was awesome. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. This is such an awesome conversation. I appreciate you guys being here. It means a lot to me. I'm trying to get back into my YouTube game. Like I said, we've been working on these candles. It's been crazy. Yeah, and you guys can still be friends. Like, it's not harmful to be friends with anybody, because let's face it, like, sometimes later on down the years, like, we go back to our friends and that ends up being like the love of our life. Like, um my soulmate in the other room, we were friends for 3 years before we even got together. Before we even lived together, we used to work together, and there was no pressure. We were always, having fun. We had a great conversation. It wasn't like he was trying to pressure me to do anything. We actually didn't even go on a date. We were always just friends. We were always buddies. And I don't know what the hell happened. I was getting out of a relationship, and just him being that friend led me into, like, his home, and we were already comfortable, you know what I mean? And he was already that, like, comfort zone for me. So sometimes it just happens like that. Like, sometimes your friend that you've known for years, might come to you and, like, be the love of your life. You just never know. So, like, don't judge a book by its cover sometimes, because the one person who you think never would be is probably that one person. Do you think social media helps or hurts a relationship? I think you should take it slow when it comes to, like, social media. Don't just, like, I think it's like, start first with phone numbers, exchange phone numbers. I don't think you should, like, be labeling anything. I think you should, well, are you talking about already in a relationship? If you're already in a relationship, I would just watch what you say, or, like, the tone of voice, when you're writing your social media post, because social media tends to be like a venting outlet for most people, and we don't realize how it can affect the other person. Especially if you go tagging them of a meme that's, like, really mean, and and you're like, in your face, you know what I mean? So you have to be really careful and mindful about what you say, because those things can't be taken back. Even if you delete it, they're gonna see it, you know what I mean? And they're gonna feel some type of way, and they're going to be like, well, why didn't you just have a conversation with me about it? How long should you date someone before saying you're in a relationship on Facebook or other places? I would say to date, like, that goes back down to, like, make your own judgment, because there's really no time frame. And I know a lot of people put like a time on everything. But there really is. There's no time frame. If you feel it and you believe it and you know that you want to be in that relationship with them and they want to be in that relationship with you and you discuss it and you're like, hey, I feel like we're moving forward. Can we, make it official on on Facebook, or can we make it and if that's not your thing, you have to respect that, and that comes back to boundaries. If that's not their thing, um, but also make it known that you want to be open about their relationship. You don't want to hide anything, you know what I mean? You want to be able to present them as your woman or as your man, you know what I mean? So I mean, that's a tricky situation right there. You have to know that you want to move forward. Know everything about them, or as much as you can. Continue to ask questions, because that will really tell, if they're being closed up inside, or they're willing to tell you about themselves. How do you handle someone being jealous or overly jealous when in a relationship? Um, that's a good question too. Good question, Matt. Jealousy, it's never attractive. If you're jealous, then you're not secure within yourself. And I don't think anybody would want to be in a relationship like that, because you're not able to be your true self. So if someone is being jealous, then I would stay away from that. That's a red flag. Because if they're jealous now on the first date, or dates going forward, weeks, months in, like I said, no timeline. Whenever they start acting this way, you have to really question, will it get worse? Because there's a thing that it can get worse. They can become abusive and stuff like that. So you have to take that into consideration, that that's not a healthy relationship. You should be able to talk to the other gender, I should say, the other gender of yourself. And without a problem. You shouldn't have to feel like you're hiding something. You know what I mean? So, yes, jealousy is a very big problem, and I wouldn't. I would just be like, look, um, if you're a jealous person, that's not what I'm looking for. I don't have anything to hide. This is why I'm doing, I'm dating. This is why I'm trying to get to know people, because I want to, I don't know, just be straight up. Just be like, look, that's just not my type. Period, point blank. That's just not my type, sorry. Run. At what point in a new relationship do you try to do the deed? And how do you know when the time is right? Or do you, as a man, make the first move, or do you wait for her to make it? I would say, like, take it slow. Take it really, really slow. Because, and the reason why I say this is because, like you said at the beginning of the stream, a lot of women, in the back of our mind, we automatically think, that's the only thing that a man wants. So we're constantly always thinking about that. So you have to replace that thinking with something different, like, I would honestly wait until maybe a few months, and maybe even like 6 months, you know what I mean? Just like, if it happens, but don't like try to push yourself on a woman, or women, don't try to push yourself on a man, because that's why you're friends first, so you can get to know one another. Because I feel like so the 3-date rule, Oh, you got that off of that one movie. What's the 10 How to Date a Man in 10 Days or something like that? Yes, exactly. So hey, there's my baby, the architect. Say hello. Welcome, Aquarian. That's where I always lose out. I can't read signals at all. Yeah, it's very hard to kind of read between the lines. I do have to agree about that. Yeah, it's very hard. But that's when it becomes like you have to pay attention. You just have to like dating is actually it's fun. I love reading people. I think what do you have to say, Aquarian? Don't you think like dating is like I don't know. What were your type of experiences with dating? Very hard, that's what she said finally. So, yeah, just take it slow. You guys be friends, get to know one another because this first like dating is like so important. That first couple months, even that first year of dating, I think like I said, there's no time limit. Like me and Aquarian, we knew each other for 3 years before we even started dating. Okay? We were friends for 4 years. Or 3 years, sorry. 3 years. How do you break out of the friend zone? Woo! Friend zone. Good question. Well, keep having that conversation. Keep taking them out on dates. Dates and hanging out are two separate things. So if you're constantly hanging out with them and like, being on their sofa eating some popcorn and hanging out and watching a movie, that's more like a friend or like a brother friend type of thing. You know what I mean? You want to stay away from that. You want to be classy. You want to take her out. You want to, have a good conversation and take her home at the end of the night and, go your separate ways and be respectful. You know what I mean? It is kind of hard to get out of that friend zone if that's all you do at the beginning of the relationship. You know what I mean? I love you like a brother. Oh my god, if I had $1 for every time I heard that crap. Oh gosh, I love you like a brother. Yeah, so you definitely that's tough. That's a tough one. Does anybody have any any inputs on that? Any information you would like to provide, touch on? I'm running out of questions. That's totally fine. But yeah, you guys, I just kind of wanted to put that out there. I honestly just wanted to catch up with you guys. I know I haven't been on YouTube for quite a while now because I've been kind of busy and caught up with life. But go check out my new website. It's aubreysenchantedcandles.com. If you sign up to be a member, it's free. And you have until tomorrow, actually, to be entered into a raffle. So that's down below in the description. And thank you guys so much for your support. I'm probably going to end it here so I can go spend time with my husband. But thank you guys so much for the awesome questions. We will be putting to everything together as far as like relationship wise, stop back in, gather some more questions, go out and start dating, start getting some friends together. Let me know how this goes. I want to hear everybody's thoughts and thank you so much for the great conversation. You guys have a wonderful night. Peace out and keep it basic.